All right, friends, take three. 3 times is a charm. Let's try this one. I don't know what's going on tonight. Mercury's out of retrograde. So I don't know why I don't know why I wasn't coming across with volume. Is it working now? If you jump on, tell me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because if you still can't hear me, then it's definitely a Facebook issue and not a Laura internet issue. So let me know if you can hear me. Just like wave or let me know if I'm coming across. Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. So maybe it's just an issue. We've been having problems with our internet service and we just had some really bad storms. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just cutting in and out. So oh, 3 is one of your numbers, Jasmine. Okay, thank you for letting me know you can hear me. So I'm going to start this over, my friends. And I'm just going to do this live for as long as my phone will hold out because I only have like 35% left. So anyway, hey, Allison, happy Saturday night. This is what I do on Saturday nights. I was going to go to bed, but I really wanted to journal first. And so I wanted some prompts. And I got a new deck that gives me journal prompts. And you can really use them for whatever you want. You can use them for mantras or affirmations, or you can write them down and free write on them so that you can, just figure out any resistance you might have to that statement. What I like about saying these statements out loud, like I just did an Instagram live, and the one that I picked that I'm going to be journaling on tonight is I am my own validation. Actually, I don't know if I need to journal on it anymore because I've talked through it like 4 times now since I keep going live and people can't hear me. So I think I figured it out. But the reason that I chose to journal on I am my own validation is because I felt some resistance to it when I said it out loud to my face, in my eyes. And I was like, okay, so I'm not really trusting that. Why do I feel like I'm not my own validation? And then I thought about it and I was like, well, the more disciplined I am with my practice of meditation, journaling, accessing the Akashic records, tuning into my body, things like that, the more confident I am and the more clarity I have with being able to have the answer to a question that somebody may pose to me, or be able to have a clear answer to a decision that I've been going back and forth with. So if I am more connected to my intuition and more connected to spirit, to my energetic body, to the universe, then I can trust my own validation. Because I then am a channel or a vessel for spirit, in service to spirit. So that to me was a message of keep up the self-discipline. Keep that up, because self-discipline equals self-love. And it was a good reminder for me because that's something I fell off the wagon with a little bit there for a while. And then I started kicking myself in the butt and sticking with it. And I just feel so much better emotionally, energetically, physically. So it was just another reminder from the universe. Like, don't forget, now you're doing well and you're maintaining this. Keep it going, friend. Don't slack. Because that's actually what I've noticed. When you start feeling better and you do these practices, you can start to slack and you feel like, oh, I'm good now. Like, I'm coasting, But then we can let go of some of that discipline. And, we start to struggle a little bit, and then we wonder why. So I'll wonder like, oh, why don't I feel well? Or why am I getting migraines or something like that? Yeah, well, I also haven't meditated in a week, or I haven't accessed the records, or I start getting really anxious and feel like I have to go to other people all the time to validate something that I need or want. And, that usually means that I'm not tuning into my intuition enough, because the answers are within me. I have the answers within me. I simply have to take, what is it going to take? 10 minutes for me to sit down and really access the records and ask them some questions and tune in to, what feels right in my body. The other way we can do this without tuning into something spiritual is being able to think forward. So you say to yourself, all right, so if I were to do X decision, how would I feel? Like, what would that feel like to me? If this played out this way, how would that feel? Does that feel right to me? Does it kind of jive with me or not? And then if you think about going the other direction, how does that vibe with me? Like, play it out. Play it out in your head. And then if you're able to say, oh, no, that sucks. Or, oh my gosh, you know what? That makes me feel happy and free and confident. That's your answer. That's the direction you want to go. Sometimes I'll ask my kids, they'll say, oh, I don't know if I want to talk to this person or if I want to go to this event or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so what if I told you you can't go? How would you feel? And what if I said, you have to go? Like you have an obligation to this person or whatever, like you have to go. How would you feel? And by playing out those scenarios, you're able to say, oh, okay, yeah. It's very clear how I'm going to feel in each scenario. And it can really guide you. So let me just catch up on a couple of these comments. Oh, Jessica, I don't know if I'm putting you to sleep because I kind of have a loud voice and a bold voice. I used to think that I sounded like a man, but I have come to appreciate my voice now. And I will sing. If you're still on in a little bit, maybe I'll sing to you. We'll see if spirit moves me. I used to be a big karaoke queen. So, all right. So Jasmine says, I'm always saying I feel like I'm standing in my own way. Yeah, absolutely. We all do that. I mean, and I think some of that is just because we feel pressure. We feel pressure to perform. It's almost like performance anxiety. We feel pressure to perform or to, present in a certain way or to show up for other people or, and so it's really saying, what am I guided to do rather than what am I thinking I should do or what is the right thing to do based on what I've been taught. Just feel into what you think you should do. All right, so guys, let me know if you want some cards from the Sacred Empowerment deck. And as I was saying before, if you weren't here when I started, is that you can use these as mantras, as affirmations, or you can use them as journal prompts. So it's up to you. But I'm happy to pull cards for you guys because I really like these. I think they're super, I just think they're very thought-provoking and a nice way for us to tune in to our physical, energetic, and emotional bodies to get an idea of what we might need to explore a little bit further. So my one from my Instagram live was, I am my own validation. I am my own validation. And now I can say that actually out loud without feeling resistance. Okay, Sherry, I'll get you a card, sweetie. All right, Jasmine, I'll get you one too. So now I can say that because I've talked through it like 4 times because I kept having to get off of my computer because people couldn't hear me. So I've worked through it, friends. Thanks. You offered me the opportunity to actually not really journal as much tonight because I worked through some things. All right. All right, Sherry. Self-care allows me to fully give to others without expectation. I know you can't read it. I don't know why I show it. I'm just used to showing it. But I do like the pretty purple. That's my favorite color. Self-care allows me to fully give to others without expectation. So by taking care of yourself, you're able to give to other people without expecting anything in return because you're already fulfilled. I'm taking care of myself. I'm not looking for something to be reflected through or from anyone else. I've got what I need. Right? I'm solid. All right. So Jasmine, I'm going to grab you one, my love. And Jasmine, thank you because I think you jumped on to each of these lives as I was figuring out this technological issue. So I appreciate your patience. And Holly, I think you did too. So I appreciate your patience, guys. All right, Jasmine. Oh, this is a good one. I am brave enough to embrace my full potential, even when others don't approve or understand. And this is a green one. Makes me think of the heart chakra, like self-love, like sending yourself compassion and love. I am brave enough to embrace my full potential, even when others don't approve or understand. So what this is really about is taking action, even if you're worried that people are going to judge you. Taking action even if you're worried about what people are going to say about you or if they're going to say something to you. So the brave enough to embrace my full potential. Well, how do we embrace our full potential? I mean, we accept ourselves, right? But then we make that commitment to that thought by taking action on it. For instance, so I've had my business name is called Emerge Healing and Wellness, right? So I changed it last night. I mean, I didn't change it, but I kind of added on this, the Akashic Therapist, right? Which is how I feel. I feel like that's really what I've grown into being, because I really merged my skills of being a therapist for 15 years and my work in the Akashic Records. And I bring a lot of different modalities into the Akashic Records. But, putting my name up there and saying, I am Laura Mazzotta, the Akashic Therapist, is much bolder than hiding behind that name of Emerge Healing and Wellness. Like, this is a business and I'm just kind of here, right? Rather than, okay, I'm going to take action on placing myself out there, being brave and fully embracing my full potential, because I have an enormous amount of potential as a therapist in the Akashic Records. I kick some serious ass in that space. It's amazing to me what comes through for people. Literally, I am surprised every single time. Surprised every time about, oh my God, I can't believe how on point this is. And it's not me, I mean, it's spirit. But they're using me because of my skill set, right? Just like they would use a medium for their skill set or somebody else for their skill set, because of who's coming to them, who's coming into their energy field, and who's saying, okay, I resonate with that because I get the way that you explain it, or I think the way that you do, or the symbols you use make sense to me, or whatever. So I truly do embody the Akashic Therapist. So being able to bravely state that is an example. So Jasmine says, oh shoot, complete resignation, became a student and committed to Dragon, Dog, Reiki, and Qigong. Ooh, yay. Are you working with Sifu Boggy? He's so awesome. Yeah, a ping through your body. Well, yeah, it's kind of like if I hit my singing bowl, it vibrates. You can feel that resonance throughout your body, almost like a chill. Jessica, if you're still on, here's some vibration to put you to sleep, my love. Okay, so let's see, Jasmine. All right, so Tony and Holly. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and listening to this intuitive wisdom. I don't know where you guys live, but it's almost 11 o'clock here, so if it's late for you too, I appreciate you staying up and listening to my chats. Oh, Sifu Boggy. Yeah, he's so awesome. I love him. He's just got a heart of gold and so much energy and passion, and he's just a beautiful, beautiful human being. He really is. So authentic. You literally can't not love him. You really can't not love him. He's just the cutest human. All right. All right, so let me just say who I'm pulling for first. Let me just make sure. Tony, this is for you, my love. This is a powerful one. It's simple, but powerful. I am my own healer. I love this too because it is earth colors. Kind of like a rust and a brown mixed in with some green and some orange. So it's kind of like that grounded earth colors. I am my own healer. Being grounded in your Mother Earth nurturing energy of yourself. That's how we heal ourselves. So Mother Earth energy it's very stabilizing. I believe, now please friends, correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I forget. I believe our bodies are positively charged and the earth is negatively charged. I don't know if it's the opposite one, but that's why earthing is so fabulous, because when we put our feet on the earth, like our bare feet, it balances out that charge. It kind of negates it. So it resets our energy field. It resets our charge, right? And brings us into balance. So the earth energy does that. So we can heal ourselves by tapping into that and grounding in that. And what came to me intuitively on a show with Raylan Saindon, I think it was on our High Vibin' show that we do on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern. We were talking about how, this Mother Earth energy and the sacred waters of Mother Earth really replicate themselves as a reservoir within our heart chakra. and that we hold that there, that we hold that Mother Earth energy and that love and compassion and power and nurturance in our heart chakra, which is why using that to give to others or to give to ourselves allows us to heal, to practice forgiveness, right? So let me know if that makes sense or if I was talking all over the map, and I'm happy to clarify. All right. I think I have one more request here, and if anybody else popped on, feel free to ask. Holly, you are next. I also love it because, again, I've been a therapist for so long, but I do truly feel that this energetic and spiritual work goes so much deeper than therapy does. Because we have that wisdom within us. And not that we don't tap into that in therapy, but I feel like there's more of a dynamic in the mental health world of kind of relying on that therapist or that guide to give us the answers and to help us excavate the answers, but doing it from our ego. So our ego, it really only has information accessible to it that spirit wants us to know at the time, or that the universe wants us to know at the time. It's limited. It's just limited. Whereas if you go up into the Akashic Records and you look around up there, it's like limitless. It's boundless. It's endless. It's this expansive space outside of time and space. And there are infinite possibilities up there. Oh, you're a medium, Tony? Thank you so much for coming and spending time with me. I'm so thankful. All right, Holly. True strength is resilience. I choose flow over force. I actually did a live on this a couple months ago, or I think it was a live. Maybe I just posted a video, but it was about like gripping things to death, right? Where we try to force things, we're then going to transfer that energy of force into whatever it is we're trying to achieve. And so if we're entering with this resistance or this tension or this intensity, right, then we're going to end up squeezing things to death. We don't offer it room to breathe. We don't offer the opportunity for flow and breath, right? So true strength is resilience, Holly. I choose flow over force. I don't know, that statement, true strength is resilience. What do you guys think about that? Because I feel like, a lot of the patients that I work with are incredibly resilient. And I feel like that is their strength. I almost look at this as true resilience is strength. That we can be very naturally just resilient, because a lot of us, I can go through X, Y, and Z, and Joe Schmo can go through X, Y, and Z, and they're the same exact traumas or issues in our lives, and I can be a hot mess, and he can be fabulous. Right? So what makes one of us resilient and the other one not? You could say it's our upbringing. Sure, that's part of it. But I also think, I actually know that some of us just have very resilient spirits. I have people that come to me that have had trauma upon trauma upon trauma. And I'm just like, how are you so freaking together and resilient? True strength is resilient. I work with children. So true. Yeah. Yeah, so that's your card, Holly. Anybody else who jumped on, I'm more than happy to pull you a card. The one that I pulled for myself on my Instagram Live was I am my own validation. I'm supposed to be writing my meditation for my meditation circle right now. I started it, and I'm going to continue it. But I just wanted to connect with you guys and say hi and just spend a little time and pull some cards, just because I love my new deck and I wanted to journal. So I wanted to see if you guys needed some prompts too. So, and if you guys have any interest in the meditation circle or you have questions about it, let me know. It's tomorrow night and it's just 2 Sundays a month and it's super affordable. It's only $30 a month. And it pays for itself in the first month, because when you get 15% off my services. So like if you wanted to book an Akashic session or something, there's your savings right there, which is how much 1 month of the meditation circle is. But what we do is we hang out together and we do tapping first. We do an EFT to release any kind of resistance or negativity or density that might be hanging around. And then I guide people through the meditation that we have collectively built together. I post journal prompts about a week before each meditation circle, And then people send me their journal responses and I put them all together into a collective meditation, which is so powerful. It's just so awesome having so many people's intuition and intuitive guidance in one space. And then afterwards, we talk about kind of what came through, and I send some Reiki to it. And the last couple times, I've gotten some good downloads from Spirit on it. And it's just a really nice, high vibe, comforting, relaxing space to hang out, and just a nice group of women. So let me know if you guys have questions about that, because that's tomorrow night. So if nobody else wants cards, I am going to pull one for all of you, just for the group. And if you're catching the replay, this also applies to you. And if you joined later, just to know that through this Sacred Empowerment deck, you can use these statements as affirmations, mantras, or journal prompts. And if you use them as mantras, say them out loud to yourself, to your face, and try to tune in to see how it feels for you. Do you feel resistance coming up? Do you feel tension? Does it feel like it doesn't sit with you? And use that as a cue and an opportunity to explore, right? Where am I a little off? Okay? All right. I trust myself. I know my heart. I trust myself. I know my heart. This is an interesting one, and it's a sign to me that I should share, because I was considering sharing this. I probably just forgot about it, to be honest, which is why I didn't share it yet, and like a meme and make a meme out of it. But I had a conversation with a client earlier in the day, and she was talking about how she likes to lead with her heart, and how sometimes that can get her in trouble, because she feels like if she doesn't lead with her heart, then she's doing the wrong thing. But then sometimes that goes against the grain, right? Because there's societal rules and expectations. So it's like, oh, but you're not supposed to say that, or you're not supposed to help this person that way, or you're not supposed to say that out loud, like that's not okay. And she's like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So my question was to her, which I will post to you guys as well, that you're welcome to explore in your journal, is how do I lead with my heart while remaining safe? How do I lead with my heart while remaining safe? So that's coming off of this card. I trust myself. I know my heart. What I love about this person that I spoke with today is that she does know her heart, and she trusts that that's the right way, but she's coming up against resistance externally for that. So I encourage you guys to explore that a little bit. I think particularly for people with a history of trauma, that can be a hard one, right? How do I lead with my heart while still staying safe? And I would encourage you, probably, if you do have a trauma history, to explore, to first say the mantra, I am safe, repeatedly, and kind of free write on that. What does that look like to you? And how do you establish safety within yourself? Because sometimes it's not just external safety, okay? Sometimes it is just emotional safety, or feeling like you're safe within yourself, right? I mean, ultimately, that's what trauma work does, is help you feel safe and trust yourself. So Holly says, I feel resilient for all I have been through. This is so on for what I have felt this week. Feeling lots of anxiety and lots of tension in my hands, shoulders, and even clenching my jaw. Yeah, that's a very common place to be feeling tension, where we carry a lot of our burdens. And typically when we have shoulder pain, that's a reflection of us carrying too many burdens of others and not giving ourselves enough love. So what I'm going to do is I want you to just take a couple deep breaths, and I'm just going to send you guys a little Reiki for anyone who has also been experiencing this week. So all you have to do is just sit back and breathe, keep your breath moving and allowing the energy to flow. Just spreading this energy out and clearing some of this tension, some of the knots and the cords that might be binding your shoulders and your jaw, because they're often connected. Your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders are very often connected. And I'm on my phone right now, so I'm not able to look up the Louise Hay book, but I always look up in her Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life, I think it is, book. Or You Can Heal Your Life, I think the name of the book is. She has a list of all of the different parts of the body or difficulties that we could have with certain parts of our body or illnesses or what have you, and what they represent, and then affirmations that go with them. So Holly, I can actually send that to you. After I get off here, I can send you a private message for tension in your hands, shoulders, and jaw. Every single time I look it up, it's accurate. But I'm feeling a lot of heat in my hands right now, which is really good because it means that it's coming off. It's showing me that it's coming off of your shoulders. And it's kind of lifting up as like a mist above your shoulders. So I want you to continue moving your breath, because as you breathe out, you're moving this mist, right? You're moving those air particles that you could be envisioning, right? Coming up from your shoulders, that as you breathe out, you're moving this. You're kind of blowing it away from you. You're moving it out of your energy field. Because our physical body is the densest level of energy that we have. Our energetic body is less dense. So if we can clear things energetically and we can deal with them in a preventive way, then it doesn't build up to presenting in the physical body. Because once it's in the physical body, it is more dense. It's harder to clear. So that's why energy work is so powerful, and I think so critical in a regimen for healing. Because we're able to really tackle things before they become a problem. And that's hard for a lot of people because they don't trust if they don't see an issue. That's why a lot of people end up getting physically ill, right? Is they don't see that something's coming necessarily, or they're not as in tune with their energetic bodies or their emotional bodies. So it's the more in tune we are, the more we're able to pick up on those little nuances that show us or signal us, okay, something's off. And then listen to that message, something's off. And stay home from work that day, or take a bath that night, or, do whatever it is you need to do to forgive someone and let go of anger. Because as that builds, it can turn into density in our physical bodies. All right, guys, so I'm going to hop off in a minute. Does anybody else want a card? Or does anybody else have a question that they want to ask? And Sherry, I don't know if you're still on, but you asked me to send you a picture of your card, and I have no idea which card I picked for you. I don't know which one it was. Is it that I'm brave enough to embrace my full potential, even when others don't approve? No, I think that was Jasmine's. I'll try to find it. But if I'm just going to look for it while I just wait a second to see if anybody else wants to request a card. Because I'm sure as I go through these, I'm going to be able to remember what I pulled for you, Sherry. This is the true strength is resilience. I choose flow over force. I think that was Holly's. I am my own healer. I don't think that was Sherry's. This is good too, because you guys can get a little bit of a review here right now. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody else has any requests. So, oh, yes, Cindy Chipple, you can absolutely have one. All right, I'm shuffling for you. I know you probably won't journal on this evening, but you can use it as an affirmation or a thought-provoking statement or a mantra. It's safe for me to feel it all. Ooh. It's safe for me to feel it all. And I love this one too, because it literally has every color of the rainbow on this card, which makes me think of all of the chakras. Like, it's safe for me to just dive in and just feel it all, because if I feel it all, I'm tuning in to the whole spectrum that's going on inside of me, energetically, physically, emotionally, etc. And that if we do that, we are merging those parts of us so that we can be more fully in alignment. I'm reading this book right now called Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping in my Journaling Junkies group on the Healing Space page. And it's great because he's talking about, hold on, Holly. Thank you, Laura. I had been giving a lot to others and feeling underappreciated. Yes. I've not been doing my nightly meditations. See, I'm telling you, we're off when we don't do those nightly meditation, or not nightly meditations, but our consistent practice that we're used to, our discipline. Okay, so, but I was talking about, really being in alignment, and I don't remember what quote I was coming up with from Radical Forgiveness. So if I think about it, I'll post it later. But that book, by the way, if you guys haven't read it, is absolutely phenomenal and out of this world. And it's really about how obviously we need to forgive to stay in alignment, to release what isn't ours, what isn't part of us, and that it's really vulnerable and raw to be able to feel it all, right? And that's what he says in the book. See, I knew it would come to me. That we can't fully appreciate being in alignment and feeling free until we have fully experienced what he calls victim consciousness. Feeling like we are victims of our own experiences, of our own emotions, of our own environments. And until we have fully embraced that and said, yes, I feel it all. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to feel it all. Because then that gives us information to feel all of that. And we can use that to learn about ourselves and to say, okay, this is what I don't want, but what is this revealing in me that I need to clean and clear so that I can move on to a better version of myself. So, really, Radical Forgiveness is the name of the book. Some radical ideas in that book, but I know that it's really transformative. So, Mahali, thank you for coming back. And Shelly, because you couldn't hear me before, I was just about to jump off. So let me know, guys, if you want a card, because I'm pulling cards from the Sacred Empowerment deck for journal prompts, or you can use them as affirmations, or you can use them as mantras that you say out loud. And you can tell I'm starting to stumble now because I'm getting tired and getting ready to go to bed. You want one, Mahali? Okay, I'll get you one. So if you say these out loud, which I do encourage, because if you say them out loud, then you're going to feel any kind of resistance or discomfort or tightness in your physical body or in your emotional body or energetic body. As you say these out loud, if there's something there that provides you with an opportunity to look a little bit deeper into what is it that this is trying to reveal to me, where is there work that needs to be done? Okay. All right, Mahali, yours is coming up. Shelly, let me know if you want one, honey. By the way, I'm so impressed that you guys are also in on a Saturday night at 11 o'clock. Well, it's 11 o'clock my time. I don't know if it's 11 o'clock your time. I don't know if that's impressive. It's impressive to me because I never go out. Okay. All right, Mahali. Whew, it's a good one. All of these are good ones. That's why I got this deck. I'm unshakable when I'm in true alignment. I am unshakable when I'm in true alignment. You are so not old. You are so not old. I think I've been old since I've been like 16. I've never really been a crazy one. So, or gone out much. All right. So I'm unshakable when I'm in true alignment. This is what I was talking about earlier with the one that I picked for me, that I am my own validation. And I felt like, I don't really know if I feel real confident about that one. I don't know if I'm really my own validation or I feel good about that all the time. So, but what the answer that brought me to was that the more that I'm aligned with my intuition and take time to tune in and really have that self-discipline and those practices for myself that keep me in tune with who I am at the core and not disturbed by everybody else's expectations or societal expectations or performance anxiety or anything like that, then yes, I am pretty unshakable. I'm pretty bold. I'm pretty confident. I have much more clarity. So it's just a reminder that you are that solid pillar of strength and resilience, but you're not going to be able to access that if you keep going, and you don't take time to stop, even if it's for a few minutes, to tune in to who am I at the core? What do I reflect? What are my values? What values do I wholeheartedly value? So I'm unshakable when I'm in true alignment. And sometimes if you're feeling crappy, you certainly don't feel like that's true. So say it out loud and say it out loud again, and then keep saying it out loud. Because when you start, I remember in doing some of my forgiveness work, I repeated the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian prayer, for Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. And I remember doing it with people that I felt like, but that person wronged me, or that person pissed me off. I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I? Because part of that prayer is saying, I'm sorry. It's thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, over and over again. And I remember feeling pissed and really like agitated when I started that prayer mantra, whatever you want to call it. And then as I kept repeating it, I started to relax. I started to soften. I started to release. And that's the whole point. So, the more that we repeat these things, the more that they will become internalized. And our egos are they're really trained to become bored with the same repetitive stimulus. So if you repeat the same thing over and over again, your ego is eventually going to get bored with it. And it's going to become so automatic that it no longer has the energy to refute it. So it's just going to come up and it's going to be like, whatever. But when you feel that way, after you've said it enough times, then you know it's been internalized, because your ego is not responding to it and being like balking at it. Like, oh my God, what's that? Like this outlandish statement or something. So, so trusting that that's how we're wired. That's how our ego is wired. And that means it's kind of sunken into a little bit of a deeper level, which is typically our subconscious. So, all right, friends, thank you for joining me on a Saturday night. This was fun. Just what I needed. I hope it was what you needed. If you guys want to chat about the meditation circle tomorrow night, let me know. If you just want to like test it out and say, hey, I want to try one time and see how it is, absolutely join us, because it's really sacred space, to be able to go through meditation. You feel relaxed, but it's also really inspiring, because it connects all of us in our intuitive wisdom and allows space for spirit to come through and energy to flow. And we all offer that to one another. So it's just really supportive, and it's a very cozy space. So let me know if you guys want more info on that. And I'm going to be having a show on Monday at noon with Nick Pereira Eastern Time. He is a yogi and a motivational strategist. And then on Tuesday, I have my High Vibin' show with Raylan Sainton at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. So hopefully you guys can come join me for that. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your weekend. Thank you. Bye.